All right, Mr. Smith. Y'all are on mute. There you are. Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Michael Smith, DOC number 400-282.
All right. 400282, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and you have counsel. Would you enter your name in the record, please?
Yes, ma'am. Micah Sloan of the Louisiana Parole Project on behalf of Michael Smith.
Thank you. So, Mr. Smith, you're classified as a first felony offender. You're serving a life sentence for a conviction in Jefferson Parish in 1998, first-degree rape. Your parole eligibility date was June the 17th of 2021. Does all that sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we also have, you can see the Parole Project, Mr. Andrew Hundley is here, and your sister, Sean, what's her last name?
McAllen.
McAllen. I couldn't pronounce it. Sean McAllen here. She wants to speak on your behalf. And we also have Mr. Randy Meyer from the DA's office in Jefferson, who's asked for some input. But first, we're gonna, your case was assigned to Mr. Prater. But before we get started, I'd like for you to, we'll hear from you. We want you to tell us what you did to get in prison, and then we'll hear from the speakers, and then Mr. Prater will have a few questions.
All right. At the time of the offense, I didn't have much family support, but I basically did what I wanted to do, and that led me to commit the offense. And now I'm here to ask for forgiveness, to be more fit for the community and not help the community out to be more productive.
Okay, and why do you think we ought to consider you for early release today? Because of that, you want to help the community?
Yeah, help the community to be more fit for society, and need
That's okay. You're a little nervous today, huh?
yeah.
Okay, so I tell you what, I'm gonna let you settle down, and we'll hear from the folks that want to speak. So first, we'll hear from Mr. Hundley.
Andrew Hundley with Louisiana Parole Project. Appearing today to inform the board that if Michael is granted parole release today, we're committing to providing him long-term housing. That would, when I say that, that would mean a minimum of 1 year housing in our program. Obviously, Michael would have registration issues. We know anytime we commit to taking someone that's in that position, just ensure what we're saying is we're not going to put them out after 1 year. We commit for a minimum of a year, and we'll commit to assist him with housing as long as it takes. Our goal would be to help him work towards self-sufficiency and to help him with the loan process it's going to take for him to reintegrate into the community. Obviously, the board's aware he's parole eligible as a juvenile lifer coming before you today. But if he were to be released, he would have access to all the resources our organization has to offer, not just that housing, but also assigned case manager and an assigned social worker from our social work team. His attorney is going to talk about his accomplishments while he was incarcerated. We feel confident that he would meet the requirements of our program and the parole requirements. One thing I would like to offer that I know his attorney would offer too, he does have some communication issues, so I wouldn't want everyone here today to mistake any problems as a lack of a lack of remorse or unwillingness to communicate to you anything. He does have communication issues, and I think that's probably the nicest way that I can put it. But I know his attorney will do a fine job advocating and telling you about his accomplishments. Just wanted to ensure that the board knew that we were fully committed for long-term reentry with Mr. Smith, and look forward to assisting him as we have many juvenile lifers who are seeking a second chance who've come before you in the past. And we appreciate your consideration, and I stand by if you have any particular questions about his reentry plan.
All right, thank you very much. And Ms. McClellan, you want to, we'd like to hear from you now. Is she in? She's trying to get in. There she is. Go ahead.
Good morning or good afternoon. I'm sorry about that. I just want to say I am Michael's sister, and I do know that he has worked really hard to improve and to be a better person. We definitely do not condone what happened. Our family is still really close with that family, and I've talked to that family. They also agree that, you know, he served his time. Everybody deserves a second chance. He's working. I do want to say thank you to Louisiana Parole Project for taking his case and allowing him to stay with you all for that transition period. Michael has been incarcerated more than half of his life. And as Mr. Hunley said, he does have some communication issues, some issues that were very present when the incident happened. I mean, as long as he's been living, really. And I think I talked about this at the last hearing. In the 80s and 90s, there wasn't as much assistance for these type of conditions as there is now. So I do want you all to take that into consideration when judging the case, because he's definitely deficient in a lot of areas as far as what he knows, and definitely age related. I'm pretty sure you all can tell just from talking to him. So I do want to say our family is in full support, and we will do, you know, what we have to do to make sure that he's a citizen and he's following the law as much as possible. We're going to be there to assist him in his recovery plan and his reinitiation back into society. Thank you.
Thank you. And so we'll move to the DA's office, Mr. Meyer.
Good afternoon, Randall Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. I'm strongly opposed to his release. Aggravated rape of an 8-year-old boy. And then since he's been incarcerated, he's had 2 sex offender disciplinary reports, one after completing the sex offender treatment courses. That was in 2018. He completed phase 4, and the last sex offense was in 2019. I spoke with the victim, and he was aware of the fact that Mr. Smith's mother had stated in the record that he had sexually assaulted 3 other children. He was aware of that and had heard that as well. That concerned him, and when we talked about what Mr. Smith has been doing while incarcerated, that concerned him greatly as well. I think it's safe to say that he is no longer in favor of him getting paroled at this time. So I have a huge problem with sex offenders, particularly with children, and I think he should remain incarcerated.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Prater.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Nassett, do you want to hear from me first? Or
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I apologize. Sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you. So, as you can tell, Mr. Smith is a little nervous today, and he does struggle sometimes to express himself. So I hope that I can help to fill in some information here. Mr. Smith was a child himself when he committed this crime against another child. And having spent 29 years in prison for a crime he committed when he was 16, he has almost spent twice the amount of time in prison than he has spent free. At the time of his offense, Mr. Smith, who was diagnosed at trial as being mildly mentally retarded, now referred to as intellectually disabled, understood that what he was doing was wrong, that he shouldn't do it, but he did not understand why it was wrong or the harm that it would cause. He acted on impulse. One of the things that makes juvenile offenders unique is their extraordinary capacity to rehabilitate, to mature, to grow, to learn. And Mr. Smith is an excellent example of that. With help from programming at LSP, Mr. Smith now has a clear understanding of the harm that he caused and has a heartfelt determination to never cause harm again. He tells me that it pains him every day, knowing that he harmed someone mentally and physically. These were his words. While he may not always be able to express it clearly, having spent time with Mr. Smith, his remorse is evident and genuine, and his determination to be a good person and to learn everything that there is to be learned, whether it's about behavior, harm, skills, anything. He wants to learn about it and he wants to put it into action. Mr. Smith's deficits do not mean that he is incapable of learning or success. It simply means that he has strengths and weaknesses, and he needs a little bit of extra support sometimes, just like we all do, just in order to finish that finish line. That kind of support is not something that he had when he was young, but having found that support here at LSP, he has proven that he is far from incapable. Although it took 3 times and help from tutors, Mr. Smith is very proud to have earned his GED, and after he earned his GED, he earned three different technical trades. Mr. Smith's sisters remember that their brother struggled in school, but it never deterred him from working hard on his homework. Similarly, even as he faced the hardships of growing up in prison and facing the shame of the crime that he committed, Mr. Smith remained determined to learn, to do better, to be better, and to always work hard. For the past 6 years, Mr. Smith has worked for Prison Enterprises in the print shop, a job he loves and takes seriously. He feels he is contributing to his community when he can focus on the tasks in front of him and complete them efficiently and adequately, and contributing is what he seeks to do most. On a daily basis, he volunteers to help the disabled and the elderly men in his dorm as well. Mr. Smith set himself back when he got a write-up 6 years ago, but he used that setback as motivation to do more. When he could, he enrolled in more courses like Thinking for a Change, and he got on a waiting list for victim awareness, where he remains. Mr. Smith is a shy, humble, and kind-hearted man who made a terrible choice when he was a confused 16-year-old. He has done all that he can within his capacity to prove that he has matured and that he is not defined by a decision that he made 29 years ago. If Mr. Smith is released on parole, he will remain long-term for at least a year with the Parole Project. Our social work team has an understanding of his conviction and his intellectual struggles, and so they've developed a tailored plan for Mr. Smith that will all but ensure his success. He will have to register as a sex offender, which will require him to continue sex offender treatment programming. So even though he's completed what he can here, he will have additional programming available to him outside. Beyond adhering to that requirement, Mr. Smith, always open and willing to learn and to grow, he welcomes that additional programming. Our social workers will also connect Mr. Smith with a counselor from whom he will receive frequent one-on-one counseling, something that he does not have access to now and something that he will surely benefit from. With his 3 technical degrees in carpentry, graphic communications, and horticulture, paired with his incredible work ethic, Mr. Smith is very employable and bound to be able to begin supporting himself soon after he finishes the first phase of LPP's program. Mr. Smith also has the loving support of 2 sisters, a brother, and his extended family. With the support of the Parole Project and his family, the programming and the education he has completed, and his many employable skills, Mr. Smith is well prepared for release on parole. No longer the confused teenager who committed this offense, Mr. Smith is not a threat to the community and is bound to be a contributing taxpayer if he is given the opportunity to be released on parole. Mr. Smith has been on the wait list for victim awareness for quite some time, and he does hope to get into that next class. So if the board believes that that completion of that class would be an appropriate condition of his release, he is open to that opportunity. I do want to just note one thing for the record in response to the DA's comments that, Mr. Smith does have 21 write-ups in his, number 21 rule violations in his jacket. But I think it's important to note that those were consensual acts. These are not repetitions of the crime that he committed. So for all of these reasons, we respectfully ask this board allow Mr. Smith the opportunity to serve the remainder of his sentence on parole and to receive the additional programming that he can receive if he is released on parole, has the opportunities afforded to him through the sex offender treatment program and the registration, and through Louisiana Parole Project and our social workers. Thank you.
Okay, let's, Mr. Smith, I'm concerned. What about these other three girls? These other three children that the mom knew that you had sexually molested or said she knew? At the same time, you committed the original offense.
Well, actually, that happened before I got arrested, probably a few months before, and I'm deeply sorrowful for that, and I'm not that person that I used to be anymore, and I have grown to be more helpful with the community and become a positive influence to others as far as youngsters, and willing to do what I can to help out at any given time.
Okay. One thing we hadn't done is we hadn't heard from the warden. Let's hear from the warden first, and then we'll go into some of your disciplines that you have.
Yes, there's not a whole lot more I can add. He's medium custody, works at the print shop, and everything else has already been mentioned about it. There's really nothing else I could add for.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Smith, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned with you having, even though it's not illegal, even though it's considered consensual, it's not authorized. The sex that you had in the facility, it's prohibitive behavior. It's prohibited sexual behavior. It's unauthorized, prohibited sexual behavior, and that concerns me very much. In addition to the number of victims we have with 4 kids, and your attorney says, her words were, "You're not a threat to the public." I don't understand how that could be, because occasionally having one-on-one counseling, I'm concerned that if the counselor's not there, kind of like the guard was not there, the person that works for the facility wasn't there, so you took a chance and had sex with somebody. What's going to happen if it's another kid?
It's not gonna be another kid, because I'm not that same person I was 29 years ago.
Okay. Well, this wasn't 29 years ago. This was 7 years ago or 6 years ago when you got caught with another inmate having sex.
Well, since that time, as far as me getting in the dungeon and the cell block, I had a change of mind and wanted to do better for the people around me, to help out at anybody I can, and that's not a part of me anymore.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Mr. Smith. And I really want to congratulate you for getting your GED. I know in your circumstance, needing this many needing that many folks to help you get through. You were able to take the coaching and you got your GED, and I'm proud of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourself. And I noticed you had a lot of good coursework and good programs. I mean, you've put a lot of effort into it.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have.
Any questions?
No.
All right, and I don't have any questions. I think your attorney did a good job in going over your case, so I think we're ready to vote, Mr. Prater.
My vote is going to be to deny this request. I do think at this point that you are I think it would, too much risk involved in letting you out on the street at this point.
Mr. Freeman.
Law enforcement victim I deny.
All right, Mr. Smith, and I agree based on the opposition. It's in the record. My vote today is also to deny your parole today. So today your parole's been denied. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.